All right. And from Kate on Twitter, have you ever reached out to do a collab and been rejected, or vice versa? Have you ever rejected someone? Uh-oh. We don't have to get specific here. Like, the point of this podcast isn't to
I don't want to shit talk other people.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you get a lot of, I see the inbox too, a lot of emails come through of people wanting
well,
to work.
there's two halves of this question. I'll answer the easier one first. I don't reach out to that many people. Like, I just don't. I'm just here.
Out of a fear of rejection? Or?
No, just out of a fear of people, actually. So I don't think I've ever been rejected, because I haven't deliberately been like, do you want to collab, if it wasn't already a comfortable friendship situation where they would have said yes because we're just friends, you know? I have been asked many times to collab where I either politely declined or suggested that I wouldn't be available, or did not respond, because I get a million emails, and I just was hoping that they would think that was the case, that I just get a million emails even though I saw it.
Yeah, and it's not an indictment of them. Like, it's not to say that they aren't good creators that you don't like. It's just, you're not really someone who's...
So I want to give an example. It's not just because I don't like the other creator, or I think I'm too good or something. Grace Helbig, when she had her show, This Might Get Weird.
With Mamrie, right?
Yeah. Their team reached out to me when that show was running. It was a YouTube show, and asked if I wanted to come on. I love them. I, see them as pioneers kind of in the female comedy YouTube entertainment space. But I politely declined because I just felt so nervous, and like I couldn't perform in a comfortable way in that setting.
Yeah.
The way that they filmed that show, where it's very much like dry on the spot comedy, probably not many takes. It just seems very natural. At least that was like my own over analysis of it. And so I didn't do that. And it was a timing also in LA. Like, we also have to plan when we're going to be there. And they had given me a range. Yeah. And it just like didn't make sense. But more so than that, it was like I was just too nervous. So I've definitely declined collaboration opportunities because I just felt like I'm too scared.
Yeah. And then I'd also add, there are some cases where you see YouTubers, sometimes incredibly big, successful YouTubers, who have reached out. And if someone is just collabing with everyone and is clearly just emailing everyone or DMing everyone, and they want to just collab with everyone, there's a few people that come to mind. I'm not going to name who they are, but that doesn't sit great with us, because it's clearly not a case of like, hey, I feel like we would work well on camera together, or if I have a creative concept that works for the two of us. It's more just, I want to check off all these boxes and work with a bunch of different people. When we see YouTube channels who like every week they're working with a new creator,
collab,
that seems kind of strange to us.
Well, like, I see the business strategic side to that and why they do that, because it makes sense. They want to grow their channel, and the best way to do that is to collaborate across different channels all around the same time, so you get maximum exposure, and then you just like grow exponentially. And that was this person's clear strategy, or at least their manager. If I recall, it was a manager at this time that was reaching out to everyone. And I remember seeing this person come out with collabs, so many at the time. And like, at first I was like, oh, this is cool. And then you look around and you realize that someone has collabed with literally everyone under the sun, and that's kind of just their strategy. It makes you rethink, oh, maybe they don't really like actually care.
Because when they first met you and said like, oh, I'm such a fan of you, we should work together, and then you see that they've worked with like 300 other people, it's like, oh, is that just your line to make?
Do you think people are going to be upset with us that we're not saying who?
No, we don't have
like,
to say
I don't
who.
want people
I'm not
to
thinking
go
of one person.
people.
There are a few people I'm thinking of, honestly, here. Anyway, we probably shouldn't get into this too much.
So yes, I have said no many times to things, either because I just wasn't sure that this was a genuine connection. Like, it doesn't need to be. A lot of YouTube collabs are not genuine friendships. Like, they're just not.
No.
A lot of it is business transactional. But for me, I was just like, I'm not into that. So.
But like, I'd like to think the audience can tell, although I guess you never know, right? Like,
no.
What was it? The sister dream. Remember it was like Emma Chamberlain, the Dolan twins, and James Charles were just like pretended to be best friends for a few months just to like be hugely successful on those videos.
I mean, I didn't really watch them, so I don't know. I thought they were friends, weren't they? And then they weren't at a certain point and had to hide that they weren't friends.
Maybe.
I think.
But then like even relationships, like we've seen examples of high profile YouTuber couples who have
Maintain their
pretended to,
relationship.
yeah, they've pretended to still be in a
Yeah.
relationship just to continue because strategically it didn't make sense for them to break up. Like
They're collaborating as a boyfriend girlfriend.
that's
Yeah.
messed up, right?
Yeah.
Or we think so anyway.